I'm loving this. I'm loving this already. So you may have noticed quite a few HOVERair X1 videos on YouTube of late. And I'd noticed that as well, and I've watched quite a few of them myself. And I was really intrigued by this product. It's described as a self-flying camera, a bit like a drone, I suppose. And so I got in touch with HOVERair, told them that I was very interested in the product and asked if I could test one out. So they very kindly sent me one of the devices, and we're going to take a first look at it. I'm going to give you my first impressions, and we're going to have a play. So when you get the HOVERair X1, you take it out of the box and it comes in this soft little drawstring bag. It doesn't come with a case, but it comes with this bag. You can just buy it on its own like that with the one battery, or there is a combination package which you can get, where you get the dock and you can get the extra battery included. Now the first thing that I notice is the weight. That is extremely light. I think it's about 125 grams. I'll confirm that on the screen. But compared to the other drone that I own, which is the quite old now DJI Mavic Mini, that is half the weight of my Mavic Mini. When I first looked at it in the other videos, I thought it looked a bit flimsy, but actually it's surprisingly sturdy. And as you can see, it just opens up, and just that will sit in my hand like that. So it's so transportable. That's the first thing I notice, is how transportable it is. Now you might be thinking, where's the rest of it? Where's the controller? If you don't know, it does not have a controller. So that is the kind of the unique selling point, I guess, of this device, is that unlike other drones out there, like a DJI Mavic Mini, you do not have to plug it into a controller. There is none of that involved at all. So this is completely self-sufficient. It will actually fly on its own without a controller. That's because on the top of the device, just here, there are 5 different flying modes that have been preset into the device. So it literally is a case of press a button and go, and we're going to try it out for real in a moment. And that is really attractive to me as an outdoor vlogger, because with my DJI Mavic Mini, there is so much faff involved. You have to calibrate it because it relies on GPS. You're calibrating compasses. You have to reset gimbals. You've got to plug it into a controller, which you also have to charge. There is so much setup involved that it has just become a device that I never really use when I'm doing outdoor vlogging, because I just don't have the time or the energy or the willpower to just simply do that. The other unique thing about this device is that you literally let it take off and land on the palm of your hand, which sounds very, very useful to me, and we're going to try that out in just a second. Now I mentioned that you don't need an independent controller to fly the HOVERair X1, but it does have a very, very useful app. You don't have to have the app to fly it, but the app is very, very useful. Kind of things that you can do in the app is you can adjust the flight parameters. You can get a little bit of a preview of what your camera can see. You can play back in low resolution video that you have taken. You can also sync sound recordings to the video that the X1 is producing, and I'll come back to that in a bit. This is the bit I'm very excited about. I'm actually going to try this out, and I'm not joking, this is the first time I have flown this. I've not had a practice, so what you're seeing now is the first time that this particular X1 has ever had a flight, and it's my first ever reaction to it. So apparently it's very straightforward to launch. I literally just press that large power button and then the small black button to select my mode, my flight mode, and then the power button again, and it should in theory take off. So the first one that we're going to have a go at is hover, which is the first one there. So it should just leave my hand and hover in front of me. So now we're going to try the next one.
Zoom out.
Which is zoom out.
10 feet. Zoom out.
And that's zoomed out. It says 10 feet, and it's now coming back to where it was. Put my hand underneath, simple. I'm loving this. I'm loving this already. Just the way it just detects where I am really accurately and just pops back. It's such a time saver. So if I was hiking, I needed to get a few quick shots in, that would save me so much time. Brilliant. The next one, which is the one that I've been really impressed with and what I've seen online, is this one, the third one, which is follow. Okay, so that's just kind of getting into position. And I think it's just turning round. There it is. And if I move off this way, you should be seeing it follow me. Should we just check? Oh, hello, there we are. It is following me. Right, I'm going to pick up the pace a little bit. I'm going to move around. Now I quite like it that it's quite noisy because I can actually detect that it's behind me still. Now it's saying that the battery is about to run out. Just give me a little message. So I've got my second one I'm going to put on there in just a minute. So it's probably an opportune moment for me to talk about batteries. I can tell you from doing a lot of outdoor vlogging, setting up shots and so on, you don't really have to do that. I think the reason I've whizzed through this battery today is simply because I'm doing a lot of practice and showing you how it works. In reality, they say you can get about 20 flights from one battery because you're pressing a button, letting it go up. I'd probably only have it for a few seconds and then I'd land it again. So in reality, the battery lasts longer than you think it's going to.
Orbit.
It goes, gets into position. There we are, it's going all the way around, nice little 360. It should come back exactly to where it was. Should be tracking me, coming back, detecting my hand. Just so simple and so reliable, which again is very, very appealing for me if I was out on a long distance hike, if these tests are anything to go by. Again, I could go into the app, I could change the flight parameters of that orbit, the angle that it's going to kind of circle me, the distance and so on. Okay, we're going to go with the fourth flight mode now, which is the bird's eye view.
16 feet, bird eye.
There we go. Now it is a bit breezy today, so I think it's struggling a little bit with that one. I'm going to give it another go. Yeah, it's going up a bit higher now. Now the wind has calmed down. It is actually going up to the distance it should. Not great in windy conditions. It's working perfectly now. Should go green. Yay, there we go. So the last setting that we got is a custom setting which you can adjust in the app, and you can set that up as a Dolly track, which I'm going to try in a second. You can do snapshots, so still photos from the air. You can also manually control the device as well. So I'm going to try out the Dolly track and we'll see what it looks like.
Custom. Dolly track. Continue. Dolly track.
So what it's going to do now, it's going to hover in front of me, it's going to detect me, and hopefully as I move towards it, yeah, it's going to back off and it's just going to continue filming me. So you should be getting that. Wherever I go, so if I come over here, it's going to keep tracking me. So I walk towards it and I pick up the speed a little bit. You kind of get the idea. Finally, what I'm going to try out is sound recording. So I've got an external microphone plugged into my phone, which is running the app. And then the idea is I switch on audio on the app. All being well, the X1 will do the video bit, the app will do the sound, and then the two will synchronize. Fingers crossed. You'll be hearing something of what I'm saying. Hopefully. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. About to go. Coming back to me. So I've had a quick preview of some of the footage, and what you can do is within the app, the HOVERair app on your phone, you can get a little bit of a quick kind of low resolution idea of what it looks like. I did try downloading one of them to my phone over 4G, and it was pretty quick actually, and I've watched it back and it's pretty smooth. And one thing this device seems to have is really good stabilization, so it is pretty smooth. And I noticed that today, even when we had a little bit of a breeze, a couple of gusts come in, it wasn't massively noticeable, and it seems to be quite good, the X1, at kind of stabilizing itself and righting itself in those conditions. So final thoughts, my conclusions. I would say this, I mean, some people have described this as a bit of a game changer, and I would agree with them. I would even go as far as to say that as an outdoors vlogger, this is pretty much the gadget of the year for me. I have for a very long time been using the DJI Mavic Mini, as mentioned earlier in the video. I found it completely faffy. There's so much setting up, there's so much adjusting and sorting out of issues and problems. This might sound a little bit over the top, but I absolutely feel like this is perfect for vloggers, outdoor vloggers, and particularly people like myself who like to film hiking videos, who just want to kind of give an extra perspective to the videos. 100%. This is perfect for what I need. I will be using it in future videos. I will be using it for long distance hikes. So you can obviously tell that I really like this device. I genuinely am really impressed by the product, and I can immediately see application for me and what I do, and it's not often that you can say that. So I really would recommend this product. Do I have any niggles, any cons? The only thing that is a slight niggle, slight concern, is storage of footage, because you can't actually put an SD card into the device itself. It's internal storage. It says it comes with 32 gigabytes, but in reality it's about 24, because 8 gigabytes is for the firmware on the device. So I don't know, maybe if you're doing kind of, you know, short little flights, maybe it'll be okay. I'm just thinking if I'm doing like a week or a 2-week multi-day hike, I'm going to have to be careful of that and just make sure that I download footage just to clear the X1 camera, so I don't get myself into a situation where I've run out of storage space. Resolution wise, you can film up to 2.7K. I always film in 4K. I don't think it's going to make a major difference. The reason I think they've done that is to save storage space and to ensure battery longevity is not massively impacted. Maybe in a future follow-up model they might introduce 4K, but I think I can deal with that for the moment. I don't think, unless you're really looking for it, you're going to massively spot the difference. So I'm going to wrap it up there. If you have got a comment about this product, maybe you own it, maybe you're thinking of getting one, please do get in the comments and let me know what you are thinking. There is going to be a link in the video description to this product, so click on that if you need more information. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon.